What's up, everybody? Nate here from Out of the Basement, bringing you a brand new action figure review. Today, we're doing a little 2-for-1 special. We're taking a look at the Walmart exclusive Star Wars The Black Series Mandalorian Loyalist and the Mandalorian Super Commando, aka the Mandalorian. These are, of course, two of the latest headaches to come out of Hasbro's great retail partner, Walmart. If you are a collector of the Black Series, you know that it has been an absolute nightmare to get your hands on these figures, as well as the other two, the Ahsoka and her clone as well. Thankfully, Justin was able to wake up one early morning and he actually secured myself a set of 4, and he got a set of 4 for himself, so that is awesome. Super happy that I can just be done and over with this and I don't have to keep hunting, but keep your eyes out, folks. They are hitting Walmarts. Seems like most Walmarts are also getting at least one case of each character, so the chances are pretty good, as long as you're there early, that you will be able to get these figures. So just keep hunting, keep at it. You guys will find them. Don't feed the scalpers. So let's go ahead and take a look at the boxes here. Of course, these are both from Clone Wars, particularly the later seasons of Clone Wars with like the War of Mandalore and all that great Star Wars content. And you can see they are in the new window packaging here. On the side, their artwork actually connects together along with Ahsoka and her clone trooper, but that looks super dope. On the back here, we've got some bios, so if you want to go ahead, here is the Mandalorian Loyalist, and then here is the Super Commando. Here they are from the other side, and here's a look at the bottom of their boxes. And then, of course, at the top, there's not a whole lot going on. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to crack these guys open. We will take a look at their accessories and then the figures. All right, and first up here, the Mandalorian Loyalist comes with 2 silver pistols that we first saw with Sabine. And, of course, they still look great. I do love the design of these pistols, and they are just purely painted silver, and they look good. And then we also have the Loyalists Jet Pack, which is the same jetpack we saw way back in the day on Jango Fett. Of course, as you most likely could tell, both of the new figures here are just essentially repaints of that Jango Fett body, and the jetpack is the same as well, but it looks good. It's got some nice little bits of red paint, a little bit of silver, and then of course that like bluish gray plastic. Although unfortunately, the rocket parts are completely filled in, so we can't put our Iron Man effects in here, which is a bummer. They did it for the Mandalorian, so why not do it for the Loyalist? But overall, decent accessories. And then the Mandalorian comes with these same exact accessories, just in a little bit of a different flavor. So this is more of like a gray plastic for the pistols. It's kind of hard to tell if these ones are painted or not. I think that might just be the plastic. And then the jetpack as well, which has a little bit less detail on it. It's more of just like that gunmetal gray, but there is still some nice little bits of red there. So overall, not bad for accessories. About what you would expect to come with these 2 figures. So now that we've taken a look at those, let's go ahead and get the figures themselves out of the package and onto my little rotating base thingy. All right, and here is the Mandalorian, and of course the Mandalorian Loyalist followed up right behind him. And both of these guys, despite being almost 100% reuse, still look absolutely awesome. I'm super happy that we're finally getting more Clone Wars figures in the line. Of course, you'd have to be a complete buffoon to not know that these would have been coming at some point, to where you would make several videos trying to call Hasbro out. You know who I'm talking about. But anyways, happy to have these in hand. They both look fantastic. They have some really nice paint app details on both figures there. So let's not waste a whole lot of time. We're going to go ahead. We'll take these guys off the stand and get a closer look. So we'll start out here with the Loyalist. And this one absolutely looks fantastic. Of course, it's more of like the Death Watch style Mandalorian with the gray and the blue, which, I mean, at one point, he was a Death Watch Mandalorian, but, you know, if you've watched the show, you know how that goes. But he does have some nice battle damage on the helmet. That's really nice. Some silver paint there. The blue contrasting with the gray also looks very dope. The helmet is, of course, not removable, and there is no head underneath it either, so there is nothing to unmask there. It just plugs straight in, and I think it works out really well that way. Of course, we don't need a removable helmet all the time, and you can see that there is even some different shades of gray, like along this part right here that's more shiny and reflective. Of course, there's more silver paint on the blue as well. The side of the helmet looks really nice. So does the back. It's painted all the way around. Thank you, Hasbro. We have the symbol here on the arm, which Justin and I both were trying to decipher which Mandalorian clan this is, and neither of us for the life of us can remember. So if you know, go ahead and comment down below. But obviously that's not the Death Watch symbol, nor is it the Night Owl symbol. But he does have the red 0 that is on some of Bo-Katan's Mandalorian troops as well. But you can see more of that nice silver battle damage on the parts of the armor. He's even got a little bit of red right there. And this just looks absolutely fantastic. It continues throughout the figure. And of course you can see that he has weapon storage as well for both of his little blasters, thankfully. And yeah, while there's nothing too crazy about this design, I think it's simple. It's a very nice Mandalorian army builder, and it looks absolutely great. Some really nice battle damage details on the figure. The gauntlets look really nice. Of course, we have the annoying hoses, so you have to be extra careful when posing these so you don't snap them off. Although, when you compare this wrist to Jango Fett's, you will notice that it definitely is missing some of those paint apps, which I wish they would have went the extra mile and painted that up. But I mean, overall, I think this figure still looks so badass. I love the Mandalorians. Of course, that is some of the best Clone Wars content as well. And it's just great to finally have them represented in the Black Series line like this. And switching over here to the Super Commando, you can see right off the bat that this one is definitely more of an exotic design. Obviously loyal to Lord Maul at this point in the storyline. He has fashioned his helmet with spikes similar to Darth Maul's appearance, and of course he has like the black lines going throughout on the helmet itself and then down on the armor, which looks absolutely fantastic. The shoulders here have like little spikes on them, which is just a nice little bit of extra detail there. Some varying gray paints on the mask as well. These spikes are also decently soft. You know, they're rigid enough to where in the package they come out looking pretty straight, but if he takes a shelf dive, these don't seem like they're going to snap off, which is great. That's very good. You can see the underneath part of the costume is like more of like a greenish hue to it, at least to my eyes. And he definitely has a little bit less of the battle damage detail than the Loyalist, but there still is some there throughout the figure. He's got those really nice painted red shin guards. But ultimately, of course, this is still just mostly the same. The gauntlets are the same. He's got a little bit of silver paint, though, mixed in with this like gray plastic. And of course, still has the tubes. So overall, I think the details are really what is going to sell these figures. If you have the Jango Fett figure, you kind of know how this is going to move, which is not the best articulation, but we'll still go over it for both of them. But I think the details is really what sells both of these figures. So now that we've had a look at them, we're going to go ahead and I'll put them side by side and we'll take a look at the articulation. So the Super Commando can look up about straight forward, and the Loyalist can look up just about the same as well. The Loyalist also looks down very far, and so does the Mandalorian. They, of course, both can do the Exorcist. They get some really nice side-to-side as well. You get plenty of range there with the helmet sort of being a little hollowed out, which is a nice touch. I really like the amount of head movement we can get in here. You can definitely have some like badass poses going on, especially with the head tilt. And then, of course, the Loyalist has just about the same there. These shoulders on both figures can go out just about the same. The spikes on the Super Commando here are nice and soft, so they don't inhibit the articulation at all, but of course they do get bunched up. And they both are smartly designed so that the shoulder pads go all the way up into the arm, and you don't have to worry about the shoulder inhibiting the articulation at all. So, of course, the arm rotates around. You do get a single jointed elbow that gives you less than 90 degrees, which is not ideal. Definitely would have preferred them to do a little bit of updating on the body, especially the elbows here. They are not very good. Of course, you also have a bicep swivel. You also have a swivel at the elbow itself. The gauntlet also swivels, and the hand rotates around, and it unfortunately has the horizontal hinge. Come on, Hasbro. And it's the same for the Super Commando. Of course, the arm can rotate around. He gives the elbow with less than 90. Rotation at the bicep. rotation at the elbow, rotation at the gauntlet, and also has the horizontal hinge. And they both have the horizontal hinge for both hands, unfortunately. As far as the ab crunch goes for the Loyalist, you get nothing. Doesn't really go forward. So no forward crunch, but he does go back just a little bit. And the Super Commando, same thing, can't really go forward and can just go a little bit back. So, you know, the Jango Fett body, definitely, I get why they reused it, because they haven't really had a whole lot of opportunity to reuse it in the line, but it just needs some updating. It feels pretty old when it comes to how they move so far. And with the foot all the way on the ground, that's about what you get for the kick forward. The double knee actually works pretty well. The legs go out about that far. You do get the thigh swivel, and you can kick back about that far. And then moving down here for the feet, they do go down really far. They don't go up at all. They kind of get caught here on the shin guard, but of course, he does have ankle pivot. And the Super Commando has about the same here. So that is the kick forward, the double knee. Legs go out about that far. He does also have the thigh swivel. The kickback is the same. And then, of course, the foot can go down very far and can't go up at all. Suffers from the same issue and does have ankle pivot. So yeah, I think it's safe to say, like I said earlier in the video, that what saves these guys are definitely the details themselves, because the articulation is not great. It's honestly on the borderline of kind of being bad. So now we've got them both side by side. You know what time it is. We're going to do a bunch of comparisons to quite a few different figures. So let's go ahead and get started. Right off the bat, here is the brand new Season 7 Ahsoka and her 332nd clone trooper. Then we've got Jango and Boba. Then with Mando and Sabine. Then Beskar Mando and the Heavy Mando. Then the new 2020 Stormtrooper and the Kamino clone. Then we have Rex and the 501st clone. Then we've got Anakin and, of course, Phantom Menace Maul, which definitely would love to have an updated Season 7 look for him. Then we have the Bandai Clone Trooper model kit and the Diamond Select Boba Fett. And then last, but certainly never least, the Mayfex... Son of a biscuit. The Mayfex First Order Stormtrooper and the SH Figuarts Tank Pilot. So there you have it. There is my review for the Mandalorian Loyalist and, of course, the Mandalorian Super Commando. Two figures that I think, while the articulation is limited, the details more than make up for it, and I think they have a great shelf presence. They're going to look awesome next to the rest of your Clone Wars figures. Of course, I wish they would have been on a different body, or perhaps would have been on a slightly updated Jango Fett body, but it's okay. I'm still very happy to have more Mandalorians. I hope we can get Gar Saxon in the future, and of course Bo-Katan would also be amazing to have in the line. I think we will get those figures eventually. It's just more of a win at this point, but still, happy to have more Mandalorians. Love being able to fill out the ranks on the shelves. So what do you guys think of these figures? Are you going to pick them up or pass? I'd hope you'd pick them up just out of principle, because these are going to probably be some of the most difficult figures to acquire in the Black Series as of right now. Of course, if you enjoyed my review, don't forget to leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars The Black Series here on the channel. Of course, I'm Nate from Out of the Basement. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.